Welcome back, everyone. We're here today on episode 2534 of the Cabral Concept. We're going to be going over our Friday review show of the week. This is one of my favorite shows of the week. I get to bring you the latest and greatest research. I think you'll want to stay tuned for that. We'll be talking about probiotics and depression, a brand new study. Really great job running the study versus the placebo. I'll share those results with you. Our second research study of the day will be going over breast implants and actually an update to an Ask Cabral show that we did, actually going through the different heavy metals in breast implants. I think that's important to share with anybody that may be affected or has questions. Book review of the week, one on longevity. I read about 6 books on longevity and anti-aging and health span and lifespan over the New Year's based break. And so I want to share one of those books with you here today, a brand new product review. You know I love my health-based products. This one is a high-quality ear meter that's not too expensive at all, and they can keep inside your house, especially your kitchen. And you can check out the ear quality at all times, and then so much more. So let's, I should say, without further ado, let's dive into today's show. So I always start with my updates for the week. You know, as I've shared with you before, time off for the holidays, it really does recharge the batteries. You know, a lot of our team members, whether it be with EquiLife or Integrative Health Practitioner Institute or Cabral Wellness, this company right here, it allows myself and the team to just take time off. And I think you need to do that sometimes. Like, you need to literally unplug. And even if it only was for like a couple 3-day weekends and another day or 2 or so during the week, it's like 2 back-to-back ones. And enables people to say, yeah, like, I'm good. I got time with my family. I got time to read. I got time to do whatever it is that they wanted to do. Sometimes it's do nothing. Like, that's okay sometimes. It's just like, I'm good with doing nothing for the time being, because I know when the new year strikes, yes, I will be going after those mindset and motivation goals that I've set for myself. And I'm no different. And so really last week was just catching back up. You know, it's literally, okay, getting back into the school routine, the work routine, lots of meetings, lots of catching up after that week or 2 off. And now it's really getting back into what it is that I'm looking to take care of. And I'll be sharing that kind of more non-negotiables on a future show and the goals that I've set. But one of the ones I always start the year off with is health. You know, I'm running specific labs and I'm doing my functional medicine detox. And that's exactly what I'm doing this week. So, you know, the thing is, when you have close to 50,000 people from around the world, practitioners recommending it to their patients and clients, and you've got friends and family members doing it as small groups, and you know, people are joining together at cabralsupportgroup.com, which is a free private Facebook support group, completely free, just ask questions and get support. It's amazing. Like, it's great energy. It's such a fantastic way to start the year. So that is what's going on. That is, you know, that and work and getting my girls back to school. That's been it. And I've actually been very much enjoying the process, because a functional medicine detox adds more regimen and discipline to your life. You're following a routine. You can do it for 7, 14, or 21 days. You feel the results literally within 7 days. You know you're getting benefit from it. And it's a nice way to start the year. It really is, whether it's wellness-based goals, weight loss-based goals, like whatever the goal is. My goal is no longer weight loss, but it is wellness. And the only way that you actually maintain wellness is to do those wellness-based things. So if you've never heard about a functional medicine detox, I have all sorts of free podcasts on it. And you can find out more at stephencabral.com/detox, or even take the free functional medicine detox course that I have as well at stephencabral.com/courses. So again, January is the absolute best time of the year to start your functional medicine detox. You can start anytime, and we're happy to provide all that free support for you at cabralsupportgroup.com. What else is going on over at EquiLife? Well, this week, when we really thought about this, because I love putting the thought in with the team over at EquiLife, like, what do we want people to try more of? And that's why we do this. And so we have a product that is backed by science. It's second to none. I did so much research over the last 18 months with, you know, COVID and everything else with hair loss, and it's all free. Like, all that information is free at stephencabral.com/hair-loss. It's all free. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything with it, but literally, it's all the reasons why men and women lose their hair. And so I go through all of that, and this is not the only thing to do, but there are specific nutrients that your body needs in order to block hair loss enzymes like dihydrotestosterone, DHT, and rebuild hair as well. And we offer that in a product called Daily Hair Support. More people need to know about it. It's a legitimate product. It's guaranteed to work. It works. And so we're giving it away. And that's the thing. It's like, how do you get more people to learn about it? Like, this is what we do. Our job is educators. And we want to back that up with products that we feel the industry needs just a little bit of boost in. If people are talking about like all sorts of products, I recommend all sorts of companies. You can see them at stephencabral.com/resources. But I thought a good functional medicine hair support product was needed, and no functional medicine company had made one. So we created one. It took about a year, backed it by all the science, all the highest quality ingredients, and we're giving it away. And you can find that at stephencabral.com/shop all this week while supplies last. We typically reserve 500 bottles, and we give it away all week long with all qualifying orders, and that includes international ones as well, at stephencabral.com/shop. That'll take you over to EquiLife. You'll find out about qualifying purchase, and you'll get a free bottle added to that. That is a daily hair support. All right, so that's what's going on over at EquiLife. Podcast recap for the week. Hopefully you didn't miss any. But on Monday's show, it was, let's all try this year. Let's all try. I gave you 5 different ways. I will be working on it for sure, of being a better person. Like, let's not wait for other people to be better for us, to us, etc. Let's go over how we can be a better person. So definitely check out that show. That episode number was stephencabral.com/2530. The next day's show, 2531, was how to reduce inflammation and improve omega-3 ratios. I'm telling you right now, I don't know if it'll be the supplement that gets talked about even more this year, but omega-3s, the scientific research that is coming out behind it every single year, it's like, it's unimaginable that we aren't trying to reduce our omega-6s and improve our omega-3s. Like, it seems like very little is more important than that. So I just walk you through this literally step by step. I show you what foods do it, how to convert it, what's needed. And I think I'll be doing this over a course of 3 weeks. That I hope that it's very helpful. And so just let me know if it is. If it is, great. I'll try to do more of it. And you can always let me know what you like for topics in the show. The next show, fasting for weight loss, the minimums and maximums. So basically I take you through how much is good for fasting, how much fasting can overdo it. And I go over the minimums and the maximums. And then yesterday's show is, should you train or do a cold plunge while fasted? So these are all at stephencabral.com/podcasts. All right. This week's product review of the week is an air quality meter. So I'm going to try to shine this or get this right up to the camera, which you can't really see with all the different lights. There you go. Now you can see it. It shows you a little clock as to the time. You can click on any of the different metrics and it pulls up the different numbers. And you can see that the air quality in my office right now is quite good. But with me doing all this talking, it's actually dipped just a little bit. So besides excellent, it's good. It's not phenomenal, but good. Now, until I started talking, it was great. And so that's the funny thing. This air meter actually does work, just like an air doctor. And when I actually see, and I'll go through what it tests for, it's very simple. It sits right in your counter. It's plugged in, so you don't have to worry about Wi-Fi and all of that. But it's actually giving you, well, let me give it to you right now, and then I'll tell you how it responds inside of my house and why we're able to keep an eye on this. So the first number is called PM2.5. This is particulate matter. PM just stands for particulate matter. It's the number of particulates found in the air. You don't want a high number. You want a lower number. Then there's another one called total volatile organic compounds. It's little t, VOC. All right. Total volatile organic compounds. Even though it has the word organic in it, it doesn't mean that you want it high, right? So these are all things found in the environment. This is the one that fluctuates the most in our house. And it's because of cooking, smoke, whether it be from candles or cooking, or any of that, like I said, particulate in the matter. Like, let's say we keep the windows open, there's dust or whatever, there's air pollution, it might come in, it raises the TVOC. And I'll show this again, but like, it's very interesting because at that moment, as it starts to get high in the red, the air doctor, our air filter kicks on. And again, you can see all my filter recommendations at stephencabral.com/resources. But it's like, oh yeah, the two aren't talking to each other, but they both recognize it. They're both, I mean, that's why I love these great products. It also measures CO2, so carbon dioxide in the air. And that's important because if your levels go up, you want to circulate the air. You just want to open the windows or open a door, right? Get the CO2 levels down. It will go over the temperature. It will also look at relative humidity, and it gives you a meter on that. It can even give you a forecast as well for the weather, which is kind of fun. So all of this is done just literally on a little touch screen. And if you forget, oh, I don't know what TVOC means, you can just click on the number, and when you click on it, it actually will show excellent, good, slightly high, high, or very high. And it tells you what TVOC is. It refers to total volatile organic compounds containing thousands of compounds. When the number of people in the room increases, or when cooking, eating, cleaning, doing makeup, etc., TVOC readings may increase significantly, and they usually decrease after the activities ends or ventilations have been done. I could go on, but all it does is it gives you an early warning sign that the air quality in your house is not where it should be. I don't even know the name of this company, but I'm going to link up the exact one I have that I did. I do my research on these, and I will, because I didn't want it on my phone. I don't want another Bluetooth enabled device. I just don't. Some people love that. Great. No problem at all. I just don't want Bluetooth beaming all through my house and my kids and myself as well. So this one, we plug in, we put it in our kitchen. We can see the numbers rise when we're cooking. So we'll open a door typically, or a window, or we just, again, turn up the air doctor, and the air doctor can be turned up as well. You can see all these are now back in the green. It's a fun device. It really is great. I definitely recommend it. It's simple to use. You literally just plug it in. You can put in your location. You can put in the time, the date, and away you go. So just one more tech gadget. Again, I know that every Friday I make a recommendation. I certainly don't expect that you're going to go out and purchase all these things. You're welcome to, you're not welcome to. I just want to make sure that you're aware that they exist. And again, more information, the better. That's how I look at it. Because we had construction done at our house for about 8 weeks. We purchased our home, and we were redoing the bathroom, and we were redoing the kind of closet area. And they were just ripping drywall and everything out. Well, what happened was, even though we've got the door closed, through the ventilation and under the door, still a lot of that particulate got in the air. And we actually saw the air doctors turned on, looked at the air quality meter. Oh, okay. Yeah, particulate is high, total volatile organic compounds is high. So we just turn up those air doctors higher. It's because you can set the speed and clean out the house, get the windows open, and that's that. So again, just wanted to share this with you. I will link up the exact product I recommend at stephencabral.com/2534 is today's show. stephencabral.com/2534. All right, book review of the week. There's almost, it's funny. I always share all of my true loves in life, and I'm sure you've heard me talk about it, quite in depth and quite often. My family, that's number one. There's not even a close number two, right? So it's like it's 1A, it's 1B. There's no real second place. But I love my work, and I love learning. Like that's one of the biggest things, is that I love to learn. And so I mainly do research, as of late, but I still read quite a lot of books. And I read a handful, so about 6 anti-aging longevity books. And it's just because for me moving into 2023, I'm going to be talking a lot about increasing longevity, because we know so much at this point. And I'd like to share some of that with you. So I'll be doing that on podcasts. I'll kind of create a new podcast category for that on longevity. This book, though, so out of the 6 books, I want to recommend this one to you. It's called Age Later. All right. It's by Nir Barzilay. I apologize. I should have found out how to pronounce his last name. I've actually heard him speak. I just literally, within the last week, heard him speak. And a very, very brilliant scientist, doctor, researcher, etc. But one other thing, again, if you follow me on Instagram and social media, one thing that I wanted to show you is how I take notes. So if you're watching this on video, you can obviously check it out. But inside of a page where there's a little bit of white space, I summarize essentially every 50 to 100 pages. And so a quick summary that I did halfway through this book is that what works for us up until the age of around 40 or 50 is not going to be what works for us the last half or so of our life. And I've known this intuitively for quite some time because Ayurvedic medicine teaches this and many others, but I also know that all of these, people giving recommendations for these fad-based diets, they can work in the short term and they can absolutely help you transform your body, lose body fat, etc. But they prove to be disastrous in the long term. And when you manipulate hormones as well, that seems to prove disastrous as well. Once you go to what we call superphysiological levels, meaning beyond what would normally be possible with the body, it can have devastating effects with the body: heart attack, stroke, cancer, embolism, etc. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So we can't go super physiological after age 40 to 50, which is like that transition period for men and women. Think about menopause for women and let's say andropause for men. But what we do know as well is on our blood work, we want low levels of triglycerides, lower levels of LDL, higher levels of HDL. Now, this is within normal parameters. We want our particle size to be lighter and fluffier for those LDL and HDL particles. And we do not want super high levels of growth hormone as we age. Now, I know that helps with rejuvenation of the skin and the nails and those types of things and muscles. But if you're trying to live a long life, it actually seems to be detrimental, and especially more so in women than men. Although men get more of the heart-based issues with hormone replacement. Now, the other part is that there's a lot of wild things out there. And again, I shared this, but the sweet spot for reducing calories looks to be about 20% below your metabolic needs, but not 40%. They actually saw that people that went that low became more emaciated, were less healthy. And then we want to make sure that we have balanced levels of insulin and glucose, that they are not high by any stretch of the imagination. And by the time we get to age 50, we have to prioritize longevity rather than reproductive health, which would give us all of the benefits basically of youth, but it does not work as we get older. Not yet, at least. We don't know how to do that biologically. So I thought that this was a very fair take on what we know to be true in medical science and what there are for some theories out there right now. So the book is called Age Later by Dr. Nair, and it's on health span, lifespan, and the new science of longevity. So again, it was a good book. It was a fun book. I enjoyed reading it. Very fair take on what we know so far with anti-aging. And I'll be doing a lot more podcast breakdowns of everything that I've learned as well. About 240 pages. All right. That is our book review of the week. We have 2 research studies for you. The first one is going to be on the heavy metal composition of breast implants. And the reason why I did this is because if you listen to my weekend edition of the show called the Cabral House Calls, it's just at stephencabral.com/podcast or on your favorite media player. It's under the Cabral concept that I answer about a half dozen questions every Saturday and a half dozen every Sunday. So about a dozen questions from the community. And one of them, someone asked about heavy metals and breast implants. And to my knowledge, there are not a lot of heavy metals in breast implants. The major things to worry about are the autoimmune response from having something foreign in your body, as well as, the silicone or any type of plastics that it may be made of. And then there's also the mold that has been proven to grow around many breast implants. So all of those things are very, very bad for autoimmune-based issues. But I was not aware of a heavy metal concentration in saline or breast implants. And so when I give you my Ask Cabral answers, they're based on 20 plus years of experience. And I give you the exact answer as if we were chatting at a conference together or something like that. So I went back though, and I said, listen, I want to know for myself, and I want to be able to answer this and see if I was right or wrong or whatever it might be, because I'm someone that's always learning and growing as well. So I went back, and it says both saline and silicone FDA-approved breast implants contain heavy metals as either ingredients or part of the manufacturing process. These implants can be dangerous even if they don't rupture. Okay, so I went and I actually said, well, what's the heavy metal concentration, right? And in the grand scheme of things, they are fairly low. So the heavy metals in breast implants are fairly low. There's antimony, there's arsenic, there's barium, there's beryllium, there's cadmium, there's chromium, there's cobalt, there's copper, there's some lead, there's magnesium, believe it or not. There's mercury, there's molybdenum, there's nickel, there's platinum, which is the highest. Platinum seems to be the highest metal in it. There's a little bit of selenium, there's some silver, there's some tin, there's some titanium. The vanadium is a little on the higher side as well. And then there's some zinc. So that is all of the concentrations. Literally, if you type in, are there heavy metals in breast implants? There is a graph. It seems attributed to Dr. Laura Miles. I don't know this individual, but that's where I am reading this from, as well as Medical Truth. And on the FDA's website, it says that platinum, which I just mentioned, is the largest metal used in the shell and gel components of silicone breast implants. So platinum seems to be the largest heavy metal used. The others are at much smaller levels. I just wanted to share that with you. If you have breast implants, I don't think the biggest worry is heavy metals. I think the biggest worry is the autoimmune potential that a breast implant may cause due to the immune system fighting the foreign object inside of the body, as well as mold or other things that could grow. All right, so hopefully that was helpful. And the last research of the day is based on, I'm going to give you the exact study. It was published in Traditional Psychiatry. It was just published last month. It's called Clinical Gut Microbial and Neural Effects of a Probiotic Add-on Therapy in Depressed Patients. And it was a randomized control study. And I want to give you the high level, and then I'll give you the whole paper to read. It's 10 pages. It's not that long. It's actually quite a nice read, especially if you're in the field. And what it found was that, and it's interesting, so I'll give you the high level. So about 30% of the people in the study couldn't do it, couldn't complete it. They couldn't take their probiotics. And I find that very interesting because one of the biggest factors in overall getting well, whether it's mood-based, depression, et cetera, is actually being able to put yourself in a mindset where you see possibility and you suspend disbelief. Because one of the hardest things with people that are depressed is they don't actually believe they can get well. And so it is a real challenge. I've worked with many, many people in my practice that have been depressed. And that is a real challenge. And so I just wanted to share that with you, that 30% of the people, that's a lot. 3 out of 10 people weren't able to complete it. And so that's too bad, because what they were asked to do was simply take a probiotic with a varied strain on a daily basis. And the compliance rate was less than 65%. And so those people, unfortunately, weren't able to do it. And even the people that were successful, the compliance rate was about 80%. So it's like 8 out of 10 days they were able to do it. But that was good enough. And they showed an 80% success rate. So out of the people that were able to complete it, 80% were successful, meaning like 80% scored higher with less depressive-based symptoms. But what also is fascinating, and let me see if I have the exact number for you, because it's either 45 or 48, but I'd love to give you the exact number. So the mean compliance was actually 88%, not 80%, so that's better, all right? 48% of the placebo group indicated a strong statistical trend that they improved as well. So I take it back to this. 80% of the people that were using the probiotic improved. 48% of the people that were taking the placebo, which was nothing, improved as well. Now, almost double got better actually using the placebo. That's why a controlled study is needed, right? You need to control against a placebo, which is basically them taking, let's just call it a, baking soda tablet or magnesium tablet or something like that, right? Not magnesium, but you know what I mean, sugar tablet. It's just something that where they believe they might be taking the probiotic and that it's going to help with their depression. So the belief enabled almost 50% of the people to improve. And I think it's so powerful. That is why I do my Mindset and Motivation Monday podcast. It's why it's just so powerful. In my de-stress protocol, in my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, I talk about that. 3 of the parts are mind-based. So really important. Yes, a probiotic basically doubles your results, especially if you have mood-based issues. My highest recommendation is to actually lab test your gut-based issues with something called the Gut Bundle at stephencabral.com/labs or just over at EquiLife. But maybe even just trying a probiotic. I would rather you get to the underlying root cause and balance of your gut rather than just taking the probiotic. But again, If that's the place to start, that's the place to start. And I like that too, because obviously that's getting people the results they need through a more diverse and balanced gut microbiome. Hopefully today's show was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we will get into our Cabral house calls starting tomorrow. So hopefully you come on back. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.